Hi guys, I'm Arjun Kapoor and I'm going to be answering some burning questions with IMDb.
सड़क छाप गुंडा मत समझ सिंघम वो आपका तूफान है
Arjun, what gives you the most amount of joy?
Watching movies on the big screen, to be honest.
You have been working for the last 15 months just for this film. What did you do differently this time in your preparation?
I think what happens when you talk about preparation, it's also coming from a personal space of where you are in life. I think in this film's case, I've always grown up admiring Rohit Shetty's movies, the kind of films he makes, the mainstream popcorn, summer blockbuster-esque cinema. It wasn't that I had to go in internal for the preparation. It was more about being omnipresent in the moment to be able to enjoy playing this out-and-out antagonist who's completely unhinged. For me, the preparation became firstly growing the hair out and the beard out. I think that was the starting point to be able to start visually seeing what Rohit sir had in mind. So I think the physicality came from owning the broad-shoulderedness that I have, owning the personality that I have on screen, the carriage of being somebody who's walking with that single-mindedness to destroy anybody that comes in his way. Psychologically, of course, playing a villain is great fun because it's no holds barred. You can have all the fun in the world. But the physicality of this part mattered a lot because you have very little screen time and you have to convince people that you can take on an army of people. More than prepping, it was being omnipresent in the moment.
If you get stuck on a deserted island and you have to choose someone from the Indian film industry for the following: survival skills,
Survival, you would need somebody who can hunt, cook. Tom Hanks-ish, castaway-ish kind of vibes. Who's a good cook? Saif might be good. He's good with cooking. I think whenever I've interacted with Shah Rukh Khan, I feel he can survive anything, and I would love to take him as my go-to guy because he's so intelligent, so sorted. He'll find some other way to make us survive, some of the other way. He's capable, he'll open his arms up and a boat will appear to take us. So I think Shah Rukh Khan would be. Pathan can protect me and Raj can really celebrate and bring all the positivity and love out from wherever around that deserted island there is emotion left to be brought in.
building a boat.
I think Hrithik Roshan, because he's such a perfectionist, he would make sure that the boat, the wood, the way it's carved, the way it's put together, it would be as chiseled as his body. And also I have a man crush on him, so he would take out his t-shirt and I would stare at his t-shirt. And because he needs to make sure that he looks his best with his pumped muscles, he would be lifting the boat in and out. He can lift me, put me on and I'll sail away with him also. I sound like a girl who's obsessed with Hrithik Roshan at this point of time.
Entertainment.
Ranveer Singh, if we get people attacking us, I would want Ranveer Singh, he'll entertain them. If we have absolute silence, I'll still want Ranveer Singh because even silence is fun with him. He is an absolute entertainer. Yeah, if I want to be deserted someplace, I'd rather be with a friend. So that's Ranveer Singh.
What scene from Singham Again are you most proud of?
I think the most proud I would have to be of my introduction. Rohit Shetty is somebody who's done so much action in his life. He's shot so many introductions of characters. To be able to have the kind of reaction and feedback we're getting about Danger Lanka's entry or so-called the Ravan introduction with the fire all around. And I think the most amazing part of that whole sequence is that we played with practicals. There's actual fire all around me while we've done the sequence. The way we used fire, I think I was really enjoying on screen. You know, the way it's burning on my back as I'm walking, the way when my face is revealed. Even when I'm killing people in that entire sequence, just the way the trolley moves, just the way he made me, it was like a ballet, it's like a dance, it's like having fun. This child in a candy store is just playing and dancing and having a gala time, and I really enjoyed doing that. And then Rohit sir told me, okay, let's try putting the koita, and the koita on the mouth worked. Then I did the walk and he really liked the way I walked casually. Like my next prey, I was hunting very relaxed. So if I can turn around and say it was a magical day on set, the couple of days that we shot, I truly do feel everything just came together very beautifully and cinematically. I really enjoyed those few days of shooting. And Rohit sir's personal involvement, from pulling the tangus to be able to release the shawl from me, pulling the focus, the blood splatter when I'm killing people. He was under there, he was splattering the blood. It was a great experience. I'm really, really happy that people have enjoyed it because it was really done with a lot of technique and finesse.
If you could go back in time and redo a character or a film, which one would you pick and why?
So if I could redo, I would convince Ashu sir not to let me go bald for Panipat, and I would redo it again because I feel the film didn't get its due because of the way I looked in that avatar. I think it took away from a certain amount of honesty that story had to tell. I think when you see the film in totality, it's a very well-made film. I think there's a very poignant tale of betrayal and an opportunity lost, but somewhere a lot of clutter took over in terms of the way I looked when I was playing that character versus the actual story getting important. So maybe that. I feel like today when I do a Danger Lanka, the physicality and the look has supported the performance so much that I feel sometimes when you don't when you don't engage the viewer with the way you're looking, you can somehow disconnect even a good film or a good performance from them.
We have had a lot of re-releases this year.
Yes.
If you had to re-release one of your films, which one would you do and why?
As an actor, there's a big part of me that yearns for more people to see Sandeep or Pinky Farrar. The film I did with Dibakar Banerjee and Pariniti Chopra is produced by Yash Raj Films. It's an underrated gem. It's one of those films that get lost in this big world of summer blockbusters, these Bollywood theatricals. There's also a very beautiful side to telling stories like Sandeep or Pinky Farrar. I think that just got missed out because of COVID. For my fans and people that have liked my first film, I would always say Ishaqzad is a great watch, especially the interval and then the redemption. But I think Sandeep or Pinky Farrar needs more love. So if I had a chance, I would tell people, let's put Farrar out there and get more people to see it, because the performances, the story, the world and the thought is really, really relevant to today. And I do hope through this interview also we get more people to watch Sandeep or Pinky Farrar.
Let's play a game. Who's most likely to, from your co-stars in Singham Again, to be late at a party,
Ranveer Singh.
sing in the shower,
I think Tiger likes singing. I'm sure he must be singing in the shower.
engage in gossip,
I mean, if I say Bebo, it sounds wrong, so I'll just say me only, because I think Bebo's reputation we have all ruined. So I'm the gossip person also.
believe in aliens,
Maybe Ranveer. The aliens better be prepared for him, though that is the question if they're there.
zone out in a conversation,
Ajay sir is fond of silences, so he can have conversation and then you can do your thing and he can do his, and that he's very comfortable not talking also, which I really love actually. You can be sitting and chilling with him and there's no reason that you need to communicate. So it's not that he zones out, I think he allows you space.
laughs in a serious scene,
When Ranveer is acting, I used to laugh in that scene. Ranveer playing Simba is Jay Malama, itna ite sangha is enough for me to start laughing.
cry watching their own emotional scene.
But I mean, Ranveer does like watching himself when he sees the take. So maybe if it was an emotional performance, it would be Ranveer. But
After playing a villain in your latest release, what is the best and worst thing about playing a negative character?
that you can be completely unhinged. You don't always need an absolute pure logical backstory and explanation for being the way you are. You're just meant to be there in a film like that to cause havoc and create such obstacles that you need your hero to rise to the occasion. So I think it allows you complete freedom of doing things that possibly when you play the other side, that is the heroic side, you can't do. You got to play by the rules. There are no rules when you're a villain. I think the worst thing would be that it's going to become a bit repetitive unless we reinvent it really quickly, because eventually you'll have to create bigger and badder and darker and more violent villains.
Who amongst your siblings and cousins would you go to for the following, for career advice?
If I wanted to take an opinion, I think, so Ria's pretty practical that way. I think Janvi is pretty astute. So I think those are the two people definitely who are in real time also very engaged with cinema.
Relationship advice.
All of them, they're all doing pretty well with relationships.
For dance lessons.
Oh, I loved how Janvi danced in Devara. I think she killed it in that song. Yeah, I would go to her.
Planning a party.
My father, because anything massive and celebratory is a king of massive celebrations, as you can see from the movies that he's produced.
Sharing secrets.
Ooh, tough one in our family. Tough. Sharing. My own sister Anshula, I think first. Security and secrecy begins at home.
You recently opened up about your growing strength towards mental health issues.
Yes.
What has been your biggest learning from this phase?
That you got to face your issues. You can't hide. You can't deal with it alone. You can't isolate yourself. There's nothing wrong with having issues. There's nothing wrong with going through those lows. There's nothing wrong with being not okay. Indian men, I would say, are conditioned to not ask for help, not seek people that can make you feel better, lighter. And I'm not saying it's always a doctor, it's always therapy. It's just having the right ecosystem around you where you can have a conversation and try and understand why you feel the way you do. Would you need help or not is secondary. First, you need to understand what you're going through. And you have to battle. Of course, bad days. Lots of them. I've also faced it. That's why I talk about it. But I'm today sitting in front of you and seeing a much better side to life. Professionally, definitely right now as I speak. But even personally, to be able to handle what is happening to me, you need to be in a good place. So I think over the last year and a half, maybe two, the fact that I didn't isolate myself and didn't let it fester, the fact that I allowed it to open up, I think makes me believe being alone and suffering is not worth it. You rather share your suffering and you feel light and realize it's not so bad, you can figure it out.
What's a special or hidden talent that deserves a credit on your IMDb page?
My ability to take punches.
Have you ever used IMDb? And what's been your experience using it?
Listen, when there was nothing else, there was no social media, there was nothing, there was one website that allowed me to engage with Hollywood and I was obsessed. It was imdb.com. It used to be my homepage for the longest time. Finding out collections, finding out which is the new films coming out this week, which are the new DVDs on Blu-rays, what kind of films are being developed in Hollywood if you got into pro. I used to be obsessed with finding out what my favorite directors were up to, and IMDb was the way. International films, at one point I used to love watching Korean cinema, and the best way to find out also details about actors and then more stuff that they were making. IMDb has been my friend when I was a child who had aspirations to tell stories and to be part of films. So thank you IMDb for being there by my side silently and taking care of me when I used to watch all those films and want to know more trivia, want to know where the film was shot. And yeah, it actually still really always feels nice to go and check your IMDb filmography. Thank you for everything that you guys keep doing. Keep doing the good work.
Arjun, we have a gift for you.
Oh, how nice.
So recently we made a poster of IMDb's top 250 highest rated Indian movies.
Oh yeah. I saw that. You guys, yeah. I was feeling jealous about the fact that I'm not one of the influencers or critics, so thank you. So in my vanity van, I have all the films that have influenced me. So these are also minimal posters.
Yes, they are.
Oh, how lovely.
So which is your favorite movie from this? And is there a memory attached to it?
Hera Pheri, I mean, how can I speak about any other film that's on this list if I don't speak about Hera Pheri? A film that the trivia I think would be that the film has gathered cult status over the years. Social media and Akshay sir's fans and Paresh sir, Priyadarshan and Anna's fans have made this film become such a cult classic. You can quote dialogues, moments like Uthale when they're talking about just the lungi and Paresh Rawal saying ladki ko kaise utha lu, to having Tabu, such a fine actor, doing comedy in a rare film like that. Even the music, the way they shot songs in the film, Hello Kabira speaking, Om Puri showing up, so brilliant. I mean, Hera Pheri is just, oof, I mean, it's like a strange amalgamation of, it's a Guy Ritchie film without the action. It's just the writing is so amazing. It doesn't have the violence, but it has all the elements of a Guy Ritchie film, and I love Guy Ritchie. So Hera Pheri, when it had released the first day, everybody thought it's not going to do well because it only did well in Mumbai on the first day. And slowly the film started gathering momentum and did well. I saw it in the theatre and I absolutely loved it. I went back 2 days in a row to see it. There's Lagan on this list, and I have to say, I think I have had the pleasure of working with Ashutosh Gawariker. Ashu sir, such a nuanced filmmaker, fantastic, and I can only imagine Amir sir and him. If you see the making of Lagan, I think I would recommend, if you appreciate Lagan, just take out time. If you ever want to see true grit and determination to tell a story, just see that making. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable. The way they made that film. I mean, to watch that film, I remember I went to Chandan, which is no more there. It's a single screen theatre in Mumbai. People were with dhols. It was like watching a cricket match, that climax. So yeah, Lagan for me is my child. Like I was in the 10th, I think. It's Ayyappan Kosham. Okay, because it's one of the most powerful films I've seen, and Prithviraj, who I worked with in Aurangzeb. Oof, Ayyappan Kosham. If you've not seen Ayyappan Kosham, just go see it. I don't want to explain it. You want to understand raw, visceral, toxic masculinity combining with the drama and intensity of people who want to settle scores on ego. You know, we talk about Beef, the show on Netflix. I think this is a far superior film in terms of just how there are two brute forces colliding on just one emotion, that is ego. And wonderfully performed, wonderfully shot, wonderfully executed. And it's visceral, so you feel the emotion. And it's 2.5 hours long without songs. It's beautiful. Hey guys, I'm Arjun Kapoor. Thank you for asking me all these amazing questions. Please go watch Singham Again at a theatre near you and enjoy Danger Lanka and all the other actors.